I learned real quick I couldn't leave my drunk night jeans with the undies and next to my bedside for more than a day, or he'd be like, the old Erin and Charissa, hey, what's going on over here? The quick I've had a
Throwing
couple to
yourself in
drink and I'm
bed.
just like, throw yourself in bed and it all comes off in one kind of thing. Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews.
We have full shows. We've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go.
And now you can calm down with us.
Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
And welcome to the Calm Down podcast.
Found out. Yeah, welcome. Sorry to interrupt. I just found out, as we talked about in our pregame show, your battery right now is at a 70. I just spent 48 hours with you. I would say, and I didn't want you to leave, by the way. It felt too short.
I didn't want to leave.
I felt like I'm at a 32.
Really?
I'm
okay.
tired.
We're not in the red. We're not in the red yet. We're not down to 25 or 20% where it's blinking low battery. But yeah, I'm at a 70 only because I'm someone, and actually Tony Gonzalez brought this up to me. He said that I get energy from being around other people because his wife Toby's like this. He goes, if I'm around a lot of people, my battery gets drained. You and Toby, the minute you're around more people, you guys get filled with energy. So since I just left you and we had, even in albeit a short amount of time, had such a great time. Yes, I was tired physically, but I'm emotionally and spiritually full of happiness.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And that also leads me to when I was with Erin, I kept being like, I just feel so connected to you. And she's like, what? So when we had this great trip, as we talked about on last week's podcast, and it was so much fun. And it's hard. Let's be honest, when you go on a trip with a girlfriend and her significant other, there could be a couple trips that get oh, fuck. We've had enough of these people. Or do we have to do enough? We're out of things to talk about. Or they're trying to plan stuff. We don't want to do things.
Who booked this restaurant?
Yeah, it's it could get and even if you love the person, it could get nitpicky and you're like, okay, I'm ready for a break. Mm-hmm. Our time together was the perfect amount of time. We did the perfect amount of stuff. It was I don't know, I just left our vacation feeling really, I don't know, wait for it, connected to you. And so then when I saw you again, I was just missing you. So I don't know. I just kept looking at Erin the last couple of days and being I'm just so happy. And all relationships and friendships go through different things where you're they're annoying me or whatever. But I'm really into Erin right now. So that's the moral of the story.
But I got to tell you, and I'm sure this will be a headline, Erin Andrews tells Charissa to fuck off. I felt so bad about that night. We were having a conversation and I was being oh, fuck off. And I had said that to Jarrett a couple of days before too. And I thought to myself at 3 a.m. as I woke up from the sweats, probably the alcohol and things I was going over and over in my mind. That's a Sex and the City movie. I was oh my God, I think it's too much of not hanging out with guys, but more of using the F word and being so much like a guy all the time. Stop, don't say that. Because when I said it to my husband, he was like, whoa. And then when I said it to you, you were like, whoa. And I was like, no, not like that. I'm so sorry. So I apologize again.
I love you. You're being sensitive about that, but I can completely understand. We were just having a conversation and I said something to Erin. She's like, oh, fuck off. And I was like, whoa. But I said to Steve, shut the fuck up the other day. And I didn't mean it. We were in our Tommy Linda mode.
I heard it.
And I was like, you heard it. And I was like, shut the fuck up, Tommy. And it was and then later he said to me, he's like, don't say that to me. And I was like, I didn't mean it. We were in character. So I think you're right. And I actually think that's something that's good to be mindful of, because even if we're not sensitive people, especially towards each other, we can know when, yeah, that's true. I'll take that back. I am sensitive. Cue the number of times I've cried in the back seat on the way home from events with you. No, it's just,
woke up with sweats and heart palpitations at 3 a.m. after saying that to you.
No, I think that we're sensitive if I don't know. I don't want to like, overly diagnose the situation. I think that in general, we could probably just be mindful of, yes, that we are that locker room kind of chitter chatty selves. And it's like, it's kind of gross sometimes, but that was not the case in the referenced story above. All right. But
I got to clean up my act.
Cleaning our act, and also just thinking how it sounds like to other people. Because then when I said that to Steve, I was like, oh my God, people are probably like, that's how they talk to each other. And it does matter. Even if it's joking around, it's kind of nasty to tell like your partner in a joking way, shut the fuck up. That's weird. If I heard that, I'd be like, these two are rude. All right, so we'll work on it. No problemo. But
Never felt closer.
So holiday weekend, 4th of July, I was up in Seattle celebrating my mom's birthday, which was on the 5th. I got to see my whole family, which they always have a celebration for my mom's birthday. I have not been up there, and this is completely my fault. Not making excuses for like the last 6 years. And I was like, this year I'm going up, and it was so much fun. And my nieces and nephews, I know I've talked about this before when they came to the ranch. One's going to college, one just graduated college, one's a senior in high school. Like I just am having so much fun with this age with them. And I have to say, when I left, they all sent me separately. And I know it's not because their parents told them to. They all individually sent me separate texts that said how much they enjoyed spending time with me and how much they love talking to me and how they can appreciate that they can confide in me. And again, I'm not going to be a mother. So for me to feel like I can be there and maybe be that like, I don't know, where you can't tell your parents everything, but like, you can tell me things and like, look, I'm not going to keep stuff from your parents, but I'm also not going to tell them everything because I think you need to have a safe space that's not your parents, So I just left there with a full heart, thinking about how excited I am to be in their lives because I wasn't as much as I should have been the last couple years. Like life gets busy and they're busy, and we're in the teenage phase where they probably weren't into me anyways. But I feel like there's a new season with them, and I'm really excited to foster those relationships. But yeah, we had a great time. And let me just tell you what, the fireworks show that my brother and my brother-in-law put on, it was like Macy's 4th of July parade in New York. I was like, this went on from, it doesn't get dark in Seattle until like 10:30. It went on from 10:30 to like 3 a.m. Like to the point where like I had to go to bed. I was like, because we were flying out the next day. And I was like, Steve, we got to go to bed. 3 o'clock in the morning, these fireworks are still going off because they're in an area where they're totally legal and people just go crazy. But yeah,
so
it was really fun.
They were up still setting them off at 3 a.m.?
My brother and brother-in-law retired somewhere around 12:30, but like the neighborhood, because where my parents are at is like on the water. So there's like all these other surrounding neighborhoods that you can see like from across the water.
Yeah.
Stuff. They're wild, but it was so fun. And I've said this before about any holiday that has to do with like, America. I just love it. And we played, 4th of July playlists off Spotify and the barbecue. And it's just, I don't know. It was really fun. And it's such a great holiday that made me really happy. So I know you were in Montana. So tell me everything.
I was in Montana. It was fun. We went to a barbecue out here. It was a good time. Saw a bunch of friends. No drone show or fireworks. We can't have fireworks out there because of the rain rain. They don't want fires, drought. Drone show, there was a lot of rain, so couldn't do it. But listen, it was a great time. It felt like 4th of July when my little firecracker walked through the door on July 5th. Meaning you, and that was
me.
so fun.
I thought you were Mac.
And then and Steve walked in, and that was a good time. This is an interesting. I know it's not part of our rundown. Sorry, Ryan, but this is an interesting thing to add to the equation. So you guys have come over. My son, but we've done a lot of trips without him because it's like it's adult time, and hosting people. When you have a child that wakes up at 7 a.m. and wakes up and is like, la, 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 and that you and your friends probably didn't shutter D till about 2, it's like, it's another level. You're like, oh God, I feel so bad right now. Like now I want to start providing people with noise machines in their room so they really can't hear the noise outside.
She's being dramatic. I heard Mac one time, and that was like his excitement and enthusiasm for life. And I was so excited to see him.
God.
Although I got to tell you, I know I wasn't there that long because we had to leave, but I was hoping to spend more time with Matt.
I
Matt's
know.
social calendar is
So busy.
Every time I came upstairs, he's off on doing this. He's off doing this. He's off doing that. I'm like,
he's so busy.
Where's my nephew? I didn't even get to see him. This guy is like the mayor over there.
We just tried to set up like a mini play date for him. Listen, he doesn't have time. Like if you're not, he's got things. So play date didn't happen. And it was like, yeah, sorry. I mean, I'm busy.
So busy, but he's in such a great, fun little age and like walking around with his little Mickey Mouse t-shirt and his Nikes. And he's always styled out, this kid. Always has a whole vibe going. But yeah, you need to stop it. Your kid was not, also he's a child. He is his house.
Yes. But still, you're very cognizant of who else is in your house. And you're like, sorry. I know we just went to bed 3 hours ago. I'm so sorry.
Please, you're the most gracious host. I also, it's so bad that like, because you are so generous and I'm there a lot, I just act like it's my house. You want to talk about heart palpitations? I had multiple times that I said things to you on this trip and I was like, Charissa, shut your mouth.
Are you insane?
I was like, who do you think you are? I was like, what? This is not your house. All right. We got a lot to talk about on this here show. Obviously, we just recapped our 4th of July activities. Erin, I can't not get enough of her. I just need to spend time with her all the time. But we're going to talk about a few things on this show. Erin's going to need to get some more sleep. So we're going to talk about what I mean by that. Also, I have this thing that I think about a lot, and I've sort of mentioned it on here before. So has Erin on various podcasts, but I'm going to get into what I do when Steve's not around at home. And I don't know. I just need to know if anyone else is doing the same things. We also have some fun headlines that we're going to get to, and let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, let's go.
So starting with Erin getting sleep.
Yeah.
We're going to piggyback right off of the Matt conversation because you do have a child that wakes up early and you're a very good mom and you want to get up with your child. You're not sleeping in and letting somebody else get up with your kid. You are up, but then also you don't go to bed until later.
I know.
And so
here's the thing. He gets up at 7. So that's not really that early if you think about like... I'm just not sleeping in anymore. I'm not sleeping in anymore unless we go on vacation, this is when it alarmed you.
You still didn't sleep in on vacation. What's the latest you slept in when we were gone? Honestly.
Maybe 9.
Okay, that's not enough time. I don't think that's enough time. And I'm somebody who I used to, now at the ranch, I do wake up a lot earlier because I want to feed the animals.
Your kids.
I want to let them out. Like there's different gates. I need to let them out. I feel bad. Like if I'm sleeping in, like there's certain things, but I'm not here all the time. The reason why I'm so like on you about this sleep situation is because we talk all the time. We do all these things for our health. You work out like a crazy person. You take all of your supplements. You do all these things for your health. The number one thing, and I'm not a doctor, but I'll read all the articles on sleep. And I saw this article on Dakota Johnson actually talking about how she needs like 10 to 12 hours of sleep. Like this girl loves to sleep. And I was like, good. I was like, I never used to be someone that would like want to sleep. I'd feel like, oh, I'm missing stuff. I need to be up. I need to be doing things. My ass was asleep on this couch last night. Steve's not here, but he will be. And I was asleep by maybe 9:30, I think I was. And I was so happy. Going to bed early, waking up refreshed. I just want that for you because I feel like you make everybody else a priority and you think too much before you go to bed.
Yep.
So since we don't have a lot of time before football season starts, and then football is like, you're on the hamster wheel and there's a lot of reasons why you're not going to get sleep and you're on planes and you're this and that. I want you to try to make that a point of emphasis. I'm not a doctor, Cindy, but I want that for you. So
I love you. No, I have to. I just couldn't. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes too, like when we were out on our vacation and we're drinking like a lot the night before, it's like I cannot sleep in after I do that. I feel like the sugar gets me. I don't know. I'm making excuses. I need to go to bed a lot earlier than I do. And I need to, but that's like the key right now with Mackie Doodle Doo is that I've got to go to bed a lot earlier. So I will. I got to do it.
You could, if there's anything you want me to work on, let me know. This isn't a one-way street.
Oh my God. Ryan just wrote in our chat, Dakota Johnson likes to sleep for 14 hours a night.
Yes.
I'm not functional if I get less than 10.
There
Sleep
you
is
go.
my number one priority. Is that why her skin looks that way and her body?
Yeah,
Great.
I'm telling you. Yeah, but then think about it. You're also not making bad choice. You're not making as many bad choices. If you're going to bed earlier, not staying up. Now, albeit vacation's fine, or like our little rendezvous are fine. But like, the earlier you go to bed, the less you're eating shitty food, the less you're drinking. Like, sleep is. That's my new hobby. When people ask what my hobby is my new thing is sleeping, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. Because I am sick of waking up with bags under my eyes and looking like I'm tired. I have to drink more water. This is so whatever. I'm sure everybody maybe listening to this feels like I should drink more water too. I don't like doing things that everybody else does. Those fucking cups that everyone carry around. And it's like, exactly. And so I was like, I'm not going to carry around a cup. Okay. I'm going to tell you what I am doing. Carrying around a cup now because it'll let me drink more water. And if I don't do it, and I don't want to have a water bottle, and then I have drank 1 ounce out of the water bottle and it's wasteful, the plastic bottles are everywhere, just fill up the cup and drink out of it. I know. I'm going to get better about that because like my skin is looking dry.
It's not. But I get it. Yeah. Hey, Ryan, since you're our stats guy right now, is there something on Jennifer Aniston and the amount of water she drinks? I feel like she's a big water gal.
The only thing is having to pee a lot, but I don't care. I have to still do it.
You got to do it.
Because there's time. Oh my God. The other day I went to the end of it when I was with you. It was the full day. And I was like, I haven't peed. Like, this is a problem. If you're going all day and you haven't stopped to use the bathroom, you think you're dehydrated?
On the golf course?
No. It was I got to your house.
A quote. Anywho. I believe this is a quote from our favorite. Yeah. J.A., as I like to say, don't know or would love to. Drink so much water, it's painful. Painful where? Like in your stomach? Oh no.
Feeling bloated? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's
just every day.
So you need sleep and you're good about water, hydration packets and stuff like that.
I am.
All right. So
you just mentioned Steve is not there. He's going to be coming.
Not there.
Yeah.
He's on his way. Yes. By the time this airs, he will be here. So I have this thing that when he's gone, I do things that I wouldn't normally do if he was around. Nothing crazy and outlandish, but just like I won't make my bed. And I am a stickler for making the bed. Like I was raised like every morning before I left school, like my dad made me make my bed. Like I was just ingrained, like you have to do it. So when I started dating Steve, by the way. He would not always make the bed. And I'm like, oh my God, you have to make the bed every single day. Well, when he's not around, I don't make the bed.
Does he know this?
No, he's going to find out because
obviously.
My psychology is if he thinks that I do it every day, then he should be doing it every day as well. Because I guarantee you, when I go out of town for Thursday night football, that bed is not made Wednesday night, Thursday night, and he fucking scrambles to make that bed on Friday morning and I go, do you make the bed when I'm not here? And he's like, yeah, but so I don't do it either. And I feel like we should just both come clean with each other because he's hiding it from me. And I bet you he doesn't do it. And he just says that he does. So things like that, or like I'll let the dishes pile up in the sink. I'll leave shit all around on my shoes. The whole place looks like a disaster. And then 5 minutes before I know he's coming home, it was like when my dad came home from work and the garage door opened, I was like, shit. And like cleaned up everything.
Home
so it looked like the house was
yeah,
but I have this thing where I don't know, like, what's the longest stint that you've lived by yourself? Like before you were...
Oh, pre-Jarrett?
Yeah, because I feel like, I mean, I've always sort of been in a relationship. I didn't live with the guy
until Jarrett.
Really?
Yeah.
He was the first guy you lived with?
Yes.
How was that transition? Because is
that right? Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much right. Because I did a lot of long distance. Yeah.
Okay.
How was that transition? I learned real quick I couldn't leave my drunk night jeans with the undies and next to my bedside for more than a day. Or he'd be like, the old Erin and Charissa, hey, what's going on over here? You know, the quick I've had a couple to drink and I'm just like, throw yourself in bed and it all comes off in one kind of thing. Not because you're getting
one like it's a uniform.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or unitard.
A onesie. Yeah, exactly. Yep. No, because I'm a relationship person. So like I've lived with a lot of different guys. I've lived with a lot of men.
You know?
I have. If I really was like, I mean, I was married twice, and then I had long-term boyfriends. Like I lived, one was 5 years, lived with him. One was 2 years, basically lived with him. But anyways, so I've just always had someone in the space. So I feel this freedom when they leave. And I'm like, oh my God, I just get to do whatever I want. And I get to just eat whatever I want. Because also too, like Steve loves cooking. So every night, so what do you want for dinner? And I'm like, I want top ramen. Like last night, you know what I had? I had the tuna fish packets that are like, you basically have for earthquakes because they will last forever. The tuna fish packet and rice. And I 90 seconds. Yep.
Hey,
Uncle
what's
Ben's.
your rice you like?
Basmati. I love
Basmati. Basmati.
When we were in France, everything had basmati rice, and I was like, I love basmati. But yeah, 90 seconds in the old microwave. I am a bachelor. I am a full dude when it comes to
hamburger
if
helper.
Steve wasn't in my life, I would be malnutrition. I wouldn't eat because I don't like cooking. So it was the 90-second meal. It was the Coors Light and the plastic Tupperware on the couch while watching my HGTV shows last night. And I'm excited again to do it tonight. And then he's going to come strolling in here and he's going to go, oh, what do you want to eat for dinner? And I'm like, why does every meal need to be a conversation? Like I could just have some chips and an athletic greens and I'd be fine. I don't need to have a meal every 5 seconds. So anyways, I love my man so much, Irish Star. I love him. But I like when he goes out of town because then I just get to be a bachelor. Mm-hmm.
That would be the same for me when Jarrett was playing hockey or any hockey trips he goes on now or golf trips for that matter. It's like you kind of let your hair down a little bit and you have a good, not a good time, but you don't have to clean up everything. I mean, I got a whole situation right now in the bathroom where I've got 4 different outfits not hanging, but they're laying over the tub. Girl, put those on a hanger.
I love the tub move. I do the tub move.
But it's messy right now.
It is messy, but I like
messy.
the tub move because then because it's stuff that either needs to go to dry cleaning. So that's a separate area or dirty clothes is right there. The hamper's fine, but it's stuff that or doesn't need to be dry cleaned. Or it's a jacket. So you just throw that over because we're not hanging that up. Oh yeah. I like the bathtub move. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then
That's
it works my way. I work my way into the side of the bathtub one where it's then it can't make the hamper. It's the undies, the socks, the workout clothes. It's girl, put it in the hamper. It's right there.
Put it in the hamper?
Yeah. That's what I do when he's not in town. Absolutely. And it's the crap TV. It's the stuff I wouldn't watch with him. Am I catching up on a Housewives? Am I not? Yeah. It's stuff like that.
I did the Mormon housewife reunion the other day. He comes walking in and I go, I paused it. I go, I go, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to like this. And if you come in here and you want to hang out with me, that's great. And I appreciate that. But there's no questions and there's no noises because this is the other thing he'll do. He'll go, oh God, what?
Yeah,
what?
No noises. No
noises.
You're
on mute. You are put that hostage shape back on the mouth. And you can sit next to me and be quiet. There's no questions. There's no noises because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't come strolling in to your documentaries that you like to watch and start asking all these questions about the history of advertising or your marketing or your golf stuff or whatever it is that you're watching. No. So this is my space. You want to come into it, zip it and no judging.
Hey, speaking of Mormon Wives, the show, which I need to get up on, I want to watch it when I'm alone. I went to a girl to help fix the nonsense that went on with my roots a week and a half ago. And she was telling me that a real big trend right now for gals that are coming in is I want the Mormon wave. The Mormon curl.
You know who asked me to do that the other day? My sweet niece. She goes, "Can you curl my hair like the Mormon housewives?" It's just so there's the one that they have that 3 crimping curling irons.
Yeah, the mermaid hair.
Yeah, the mermaid thing. That's what it is. I mean, all the hair. I feel like they don't all look alike, but there's a lot of the same hair, and they're getting it from Jesse's hair salon.
All one length, and then they're doing the curl, and then the ends are real straight. Is that right?
It's not the curl. It's just a little bend and you leave the end straight. So wait. Well, I actually, do I have it here? It's this. Curling iron here and you go back like this and then you're going to hold it there. Hold it there. 1, 2, 3. And then you just pull the end straight. So it's just a way. It's how you do your hair. It's not any different. But yeah, my niece asked for that.
No, I don't have hair. It's all gone. It's like
no, you need to stop it.
I've had a real thing, and this isn't me being mean to myself. Over the last year and a half, I've had a real. You know how you clean? Like, yeah, I've had a real situation. So I'm really looking forward to the new growth, the new me, and because I have a lot of hair, but it is so damaged right now. It's just damaged. It's over processed. It's damaged. It's a whole thing. So I'm getting on a real kick about that. Maybe
what are we doing at? Maybe it is a lack of sleep. I'm not kidding.
Maybe. No,
what are you doing at night? Like, are you putting like a hair mask on it? Because at this point, like, what are we doing to fix it? Because I don't notice it, but I can respect what's going on because I've had a hair journey for my whole friendship with you.
I'm on a real journey. I'm going to tell you a product you know about, that Rose, R-O-Z stuff. They've got a treatment oil that I just ordered it, waiting for it to come because it may or may not have opened up in my suitcase. Not great. So yeah, that's going to start going on the ends. The problem with that is, and sorry to any guys that are listening, because I know you guys don't care. We will talk about football in like a month and a half. Is that they want you to, like, I know, put it on when you go to bed, but then I don't want it on the side of my hair because then my face is there on the pillow.
I worry about it also staining the pillow.
Yeah.
I did that last night. I sprayed in that 10-minute miracle stuff that I really like. But then I came down on the couch. So I brought a towel down. I put the towel on the back of the pillow and then laid it down because this is the whole thing. We don't want to dry our hair every night. But then if we don't dry it, we're not supposed to go to bed with it wet. So what are we supposed to do?
There's a whole line called K18. That stuff's amazing as well. I'm going to get on a whole journey with them too.
That's expensive.
Oh, speaking of expensive, did you get my voice note that I sent you earlier?
Sure did. Oh, wow. I sure did.
I was going to buy one for you and I, and then I was like, you and ITY, I'm not.
We're going to
Had you ever heard about that?
No, but I don't know what the name of it is. I'm just worried about my back knee right now. Hey, if anyone out there, I've been having, it's not acne. I talked to you about this the other day. And Ken and I were talking about this. It is these little bumps. Yeah. And it's
probably not even a pimple.
I've been dry brushing. I've been exfoliating. I went and got one of those body scrubs. I did everything.
You got a little bit of rosacea going on back there? You think that's what it is?
Rosacea's red, isn't it? But this is like braille back here. Like you could find out what hotel room you're in real quick if you just rub this back. And it's gross because it's not zits. It's just like texture. And I'm proud of myself on having smooth skin. Like I like my coconut oil, like the whole thing. Yeah. And right now we got a lot of texture back there and I'm not interested. So if anyone has any suggestions, that's all I got to say about that. Hey, you want to fly through some headlines here, sister?
I do. Okay. I do.
We love Sarah Jessica Parker.
Who doesn't?
We always have. Here's the headline. Sarah Jessica Parker on navigating cruel critics on her appearance since SATC began. Of course, Sex and the City. In the interview with Call Her Daddy, Parker admitted that she wasn't prepared for the level of scrutiny she received while starring on the hit series and called it a real test of my coping mechanisms. There was no chatter about me before the series. There was just my work, discussions of my physical person, stuff that I couldn't change and wouldn't change and had never considered changing or even still no interest in changing it. I was sobbing because it felt so purposeful, which is so sad. So I know that she's went on record, I think it was on Howard Stern, talking about how she's never had Botox. Yeah, no Botox. And I think that, she's not the only one too from that show that's mentioned that, people being critical of appearance and things like that. Yep. It's just, everyone gets to say anything they want about people, right? And so it makes me sad that she was like, I hadn't even thought about changing anything until now all of a sudden people say stuff. And I don't know. I mean, I think that you and I, definitely being on television, I know we're not Sarah Jessica Parker, but being on television for 20 plus years, we have, I've definitely been vocal about I did too much stuff, too much filler, too much Botox, went to the wrong person sometimes and started to like look a little bit different because I did feel pressure when TV goes from 3D to 4D to 12K and you're like basically like up close and personal or just feeling like you need to keep up. I hate that she feels that way, but I also really respect that she's like, I mean, I don't know if she's changed her tune that she's going to do anything, but I don't think she is. I just think that her being honest about it is, I like hearing that because fuck you. Fuck everybody who wants to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are so successful.
Fuck you.
You are so loved. So,
yeah.
And because you can't win. Because if you go do a bunch of stuff, then you've done too much. And if you don't do anything, then it's like, oh God, why haven't you done anything? Like, I know Cameron Diaz has even been vocal about like not wanting to do a lot of stuff. It's like, oh, well, why? Botox is not that much. Just go do that. It's like, maybe she doesn't want to do that. I just feel like you can't win in that situation. And anyone's allowed to say whatever they want without repercussions. So Sarah Jessica, do you, girl?
Yeah, I find it, I never would think somebody like Sarah Jessica Parker or Carrie Bradshaw would hear or see some of the things that people are saying, but she did. And that makes me sad that, you know, she took it the way she did. And I love that she's being so honest that no, I'm not doing it. I don't think you have to do it. You, like I said, you will always be Carrie Bradshaw. You will always be this beautiful woman running down the streets of New York, making a run in high heels look so fabulous.
And those Fendi bags, I remember I'm saving up my money. It was when I was in college and I was working like multiple like restaurant jobs. And I was like, I just want to buy a Fendi bag like Carrie Bradshaw has. And it was like, I run into it. I'll never forget it. There was a Saks in Santa Barbara, which has since closed, which makes me so sad. And I walked in and I was like, do you guys have Fendi bags? And they're like, no. And I was like, and I wasn't anywhere else. There wasn't like another department store in Santa Barbara. So I'd have to wait to go down to LA to buy it. But I was like, oh, I was so excited to buy my first designer bag because of her. Next headline, girl.
All right. I'm a pediatrician and a dad. Here's my number one tip to raise happy, successful kids. Having your child help around the house could be a perfect place to start, according to Dr. Williams. He told today.com this. When children feel involved in shared responsibilities, they realize they're contributing to a part of a larger ecosystem, and there's a real sense of self-worth that comes from that. I love this. We are pushing on our kid. I mean, if you saw my Instagram post one time, his vacuum cleaner is his favorite toy. That comes from his dad. But every morning it's like, hey, put your Tonys away. Let's put your books away. Put your loveys away. And it's so cute because he's like walking around like it's his job, his business. So yeah, I've seen a lot of this on Instagram about how it's so important to give them responsibility. Hey, can you put this in the fridge for me? Like, you know, it's obviously a small amount that he's doing right now, but it's so, so important.
Yeah, I remember growing up. I mean, I sit here and I look at outside right now, like the chores that I have here at the ranch every time I'm here and the responsibilities. And it's not a burden because I want to do it because it's your house and it's something you want to take pride in. It's your animals that you want to take care of. But I remember growing up and every day is in the summertime when my parents were very reasonable about this. Like when we had sports in school, our chores were very minimal because we had other responsibilities. Like your emphasis was on school and your emphasis was on your sports. But when it was summertime, my mom and dad would go to work and we would get a list. We'd wake up to it. My chores, my brother, my sister. And if those chores were not done by the time they got home, there was consequences. Now we would procrastinate and we would wait and do them at the very last second. But the point is that we had to do chores and we didn't get money for them. It was like, hey, guess what? That's your rent for living here. We put a roof over your head. We feed you. We buy those basketball shoes that you're going to play in. So you're going to do these chores as a contribution, your contribution to this household. And to me, it's as I'm now, well into my adulthood, it doesn't feel like a burden to have to clean up my house. Only when Steve's not here. Because that is your home and taking pride in your things is paramount. Because if you don't care, then who is going to care about your shit? When your income's so expendable that you're just going to buy a new thing if it gets ruined. Like the other day, oh my God, it was so funny. I just saw my childhood flash before my eyes. We're in my parents' yard and they have a really big like yard area or whatever. And my niece is out there and she's in her socks. And I go, ooh, I didn't say anything, but I was like, ooh, this is going to be a problem if my dad sees this. Growing up, if my dad saw that you were in the grass or outside with just your socks and not your shoes, he would rip us a new one. That you are too lazy, that you can't even just put your shoes on, that you want to walk around in your socks and you just expect us to buy you new socks because you're too late. So my dad walks around the corner and he goes, hey, Avery, you don't have any shoes? She goes, what? And he goes, why are you out here in your socks? And I was like, oh, here we go. And I was so happy that it wasn't me. And I looked over at Steve because Steve will walk around outside with just his socks on. And I'm always like, you're going to ruin your socks. Just put shoes on. I buy you 700 pairs of slippers. Just slip your slippers on, whatever. And I looked at Steve and he started laughing and goes, well, we know where you get it from. But I'm like, it's stuff like that. Like, it's just something small and remedial, like a pair of socks. But it was ingrained in my head growing up. Like, no, we treat our things with respect. And it's a long story to illustrate the point that my future children that I'm not having are probably so happy that I'm not their mother, because I would be a dictator. I'd be like, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, a drill sergeant. But whatever.
I love it. You got it from Scott. It's perfect.
Speaking of men and doing household things, men's daily household contribution hits all-time high. In 2003, women worked an hour more than men on the home. In 2024, women worked 40 minutes more. At this rate, housework will be equal sometime around year 2066. In an NBC News analysis, Bureau of Statistics, blah, 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 data shows men in the U.S. are spending a record high amount of time on household activities. Great.
Good.
Great. I mean,
perfect.
Yeah. I got to tell you, Steve is I have no problem with this guy at home. He is like, he'll run the vacuum before I do. We have dogs. We have dogs that are inside. Like, that vacuum needs to be run at least once a day. Like, we're not having hair all over the place. Like, yeah, I never have to worry about that with him. Like, laundry, any of that stuff. Like, you live here too. Yeah. And by the way, and here's where the compromise is. Steve hates folding laundry. So the other day I was in the laundry room and I was folding it. And he's like, you don't have to do that. And I go, well, I know you don't like to do it, so I'll do that for you. It's just like finding compromise. Like, I don't take out the trash. He does that. That's like a boy job, I think. So like, divide and conquer. So yeah, good.
I love it. I love it. Hey, there is no great way to get into this, but you and I were together the other day and we had the news on, and how could you not have the news on and just sit and watch and just get so emotional about what's happening in Texas right now. You and I were watching a press conference, and I don't know the exact quote, but it was like, today is hard and this week is going to be harder. Cannot wrap my head around, much like a lot of people that weren't in LA at the time during the fires, what they are going through after the flooding there. But man, that's tough to see. And yesterday my kid was throwing an absolute fit after we kept him out too late at a restaurant, and he was throwing a fit in the bathtub. And I just sat and I looked at him and I didn't even react. And it was just like, you're okay, you're okay. And we went upstairs and Jarrett was like, God, Mackie was so pissed off. And I said, you know what? Think about all those families that won't have their babies ever to give a bath to again. And that shit was just so hard to look at. Oh man, my heart and my prayers and my thoughts go out to those people.
Everybody in Texas going through what you're going through. It is unimaginable. It is beyond comprehension. And I just think that it is so important to help in any way that you can. Yeah. Much like you said, when these natural disasters hit, whether it was fires or it's tsunamis or earthquakes or anything, these people, what they're going through in Texas is just beyond understanding. And we just know that we hope that you know that we're thinking of you and praying for you, and the community, whether it's JJ Watt or whether it's the Cowboys or whether it's the NBA and everybody in the community that is Texas rallying around. And I listened to your friend Jenna talk about it on the Today Show, and her mom, of course, was a camp counselor there, and talking about this magical camp and what it means to so many families, but also Jenna talking about the resiliency of the state of Texas and the community. So our thoughts and prayers are with each and every one of you. And I know that doesn't seem like anything because thoughts and prayers can only do so much, but we are thinking about you, and anything that you can do to help those people, I highly encourage our listeners to do so.
And the first responders, the stories about just this selfless act. And you and I think we were looking at some of the first pictures coming out, and like, they're not even wearing proper clothing for it to get in, these waist high, chest high waters. And they're just, doing what they can to try to get to anyone or help everyone. It was just, the stories of what people do as first responders is just so inspirational and so selfless and just wonderful. I'm so grateful for people like that choose to do that with their life.
Absolutely. So if we can take anything away from something like this, it's perspective, gratitude, and make sure you hold your loved ones a little extra tighter this evening. All right. Well, I love you so much.
Love you.
I'm sending you a hug from afar. And thank you guys for listening. We appreciate our community here on the Calm Down podcast every single week.
Mwah. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.